this is Jersey. You're watching The Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
My name is Josh Chomik.
And this week, we were alone.
All by ourselves.
Little Jimmy Parks ran off, couldn't record the pod this week, but it's okay. We still love him.
It's so weird without Jimmy.
It's weird. We had to, if you follow us on our Instagram, you would have seen, we had to set up my TV as a monitor just to make sure the camera filming us doesn't go out of focus, and it's very, very distracting.
Like the monitor is right there.
It's a 60-inch flat screen TV like 4 feet from us.
Doesn't get any better than that.
And but it's good to be here, man. We're recording this podcast a little later, so for those that ask us, when do you guys upload? People always ask me, when are you going to upload? Usually it's just sometime on Friday, but this one's going to be up a little bit later on a Friday.
It's going to be up right after we film this.
Yeah, it's going up. So if you're listening to this, this is fresh, hot off the press, man.
We're filming at 4 p.m. on a Friday? What?
And it's going to be up by probably 7. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to try to race to get it up as quickly as possible. Hopefully we don't mess up, like no cuts needed.
Yep.
Because we're pros and we don't ever mess up.
Very profesh. And you know, one thing I learned about this podcast is I just like shortening words.
How so? Oh, yeah.
Pod, profesh, collab. I mean, the words just get shorter and shorter every time I film a podcast, and I think it's because I want to save time.
Is it? I just think it's a cool thing to say.
It's just fun,
I don't know.
right?
What's the one word I always say?
You always say, I don't know.
Oh, there is one word I always say. I just forgot what it was.
Today I was saying limited edition, and I realized limited dish.
Limited to.
Limited to. Great store for my little sister in 2007.
I just saw an old photo of me and my sister, and she had a limited to shirt on, so that's why I thought about it.
Did your sister get her ears pierced at Claire's? I think that's what
At Claire's, like Menlo Mall.
Every little sister went to Claire's to get their ears pierced. And I don't know what went on in Claire's. It always was confusing to me because it's like, is that a Jersey thing, Claire's, or is that everywhere?
I have no idea.
I just remember, like, my sister went to Claire's. I didn't even know what the store was, but apparently they pierced ears there, which was strange.
It always scared me as a kid because I was always sketched out. I'm like, this store is so overly bright. It's a mess. I'm like, this place looks pretty sketchy. I don't know if I want my sister getting her ears pierced there.
I remember there was a Claire's at Menlo, and when my sisters would go there, I'd go to the second GameStop. And I'm sorry, Woodbridge, not Menlo.
Yes.
I'd go to the upstairs GameStop that was next to the... Do you remember there was like malls have like a like an opening where there's the second story and you can look. There's always like what would you even call that?
The atrium.
The atrium. It was like an
right?
atrium.
I don't know.
And it's the atrium that's near the Chick-fil-A near Macy's. And that GameStop upstairs meant so much.
Well, remember
to me,
when
man.
it used to be EB Games before GameStop?
Absolutely. How could we forget?
Yeah, because they had EB Games and GameStop, right?
Yep.
And then they both turned into GameStop, which made no sense at all. How they had two GameStops in one mall.
Well, my guess would be GameStop bought out EB Games. That would be
Yes, they did.
And I'm guessing when they bought it, they just flipped things over. But
good for them, bro. They're still killing it.
They are, and you know they cornered the market, and you know what? GameStop to the moon. Can we just say that right now?
GameStop to the moon.
What's funny is I disassociated the actual GameStop from the store we all used to go to as kids, which is kind of funny. But does my mic sound a little low to you, or do I sound good to you today?
I think you sound pretty good. You want me to give you a quick?
Could you give me a little boosty boost?
A little boost?
Yeah, a little booster seat. I want to get boosted. Oh, that sounds righteous, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, I barely turned the dial. It's so sense.
It's so sense, bro.
And we got coffee today. That's the problem. We're shooting earlier.
Oh man,
we don't drink coffee when we normally record because it's like 9 at night.
Usually, I'm falling asleep when we click record, and today I'm feeling just the energy of this medium iced coffee from Dunkin'. Oh, one thing I was gonna say is when we're shortening words, we're like Kevin from The Office when he tries to shorten words, and he says, "You see, I'll be president," like something like that. Remember?
I just remember the SeaWorld one.
I don't remember. I just remember he goes, "They'll see," or "They see," "They all see," because he says he's going to be president.
What was the SeaWorld line that he said? Can you type that? Type in Kevin The Office SeaWorld. That was like the main line he was like trying to tell people. I see world.
Yes. Oh, dude, I forgot about that. Here's Andy Bernard says, "Kevin, I appreciate what you're trying to do." Kevin says, "Thanks." Andy says, "Here we have a word." Oh, let me go even further down. He says, "But save time, more success." Jim Halper says, "Does it save time, though? Because we've been here for about an hour." And then Kevin says, "No me fault." And then he goes on to say, many small time make big time. See world. And then Pam says, Kevin, you cannot possibly save enough time to see the world. And then Jim says, are you saying see the world or Sea World? Great scene.
Amazing show all around.
A lot less funny when we recap it, but this coffee's hitting, man. I feel like we're going on a little tangent here to start things off. Hey, by the way, happy 4th of July weekend to the listeners.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're tuning back in, we just want to thank you for joining the Garden State podcast. This is a passion project. We have full-time jobs. We have lives. I have a wife. Chumik has golf. Like, we have things that they occupy our lives, but we like to take time out of our week to get you guys this podcast because it's something fun to do, you know? And thank you to those of you that bought 4th of July t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be dropping a lot more merch soon, and we pride ourselves in the goal of being the #1 New Jersey merch store, as well as the #1 New Jersey podcast, hopefully.
And we're not cheapening out on this merch. We're really putting our blood, sweat, and tears into it, designing everything, going over to the printer, our boy who's printing the shirts for us, checking it out.
Yep.
Like, our hands have touched that merch, and we're not getting low quality t-shirts. We're getting really good stuff. So we want you guys to have the best. So
we're trying to up the ante every single time we do this. We want the quality to get nicer and nicer. Yeah. We want to make something that when you see it, you're like, I want to wear this. And it's not just like I don't know. Remember when you were a kid, you had a lemonade stand and your parent would buy the first cup or whatever, or your neighbor would come buy a cup because they wanted to support you? We don't want to be a lemonade stand business. We want to be top notch.
We want to be the lemonade business.
We are Minute Maid. We're going to be the Minute Maid of New Jersey. And
guys, we sold out most of the merch within the first 4 hours of the drop. I think we only had a few smalls and mediums left in the morning, which it told us a lot.
It told us that our listeners are all big boys and big ladies.
The XXLs,
the double XLs,
the XXLs went so fast. So we know to make more of those next time.
Listen, and if you like a double XL, now that we know, we're gonna service those needs and make tons of double XLs.
Oh yeah, the smalls not so much. You guys didn't want to buy smalls. It's okay. They eventually sold out, but it was like the next day.
Well, you know what the thing is? Like, we've run into a few of our listeners in public. A lot of big dudes, like.
Construction workers.
We ran into that guy at Red, White, and Q. Dude was a construction worker.
So cool.
Tatted up. And I'm like, this is a regular guy. Just a regular guy that listens to the pod. So shout out to him.
Some guys were mad at us at the last drop because they're like, we want a quadruple XL. I'm like, this costs a lot of money to make.
Yeah.
I don't know how many quadruple XLs we will sell, but if you guys want them, we'll make them.
Well, we kept the double XL the same price as the XL, even though it costs more to order a double X. People don't realize that. But we didn't want it to make it seem like we were, bilking the larger audience. Are people going to be offended by this? There's nothing.
No, there's nothing offendable about it.
Okay, great. Well, we love you guys. We love our double, triple, quad X listeners, and thanks for listening to the pod. So
also making baby merch too. You got a baby? Well, we're gonna make merch for him.
Yes, we're gonna make merch for the whole world.
Everyone.
Even people outside of New Jersey. So
it's going to be so nice that everyone's going to want to be a part of New Jersey once they see it. So,
hey, Josh, before we get into the news, I know you went on a little golf excursion this morning. You want to tell the listeners about that?
I went to the Crystal Springs golf course this morning for the first time ever.
That's like the crown jewel golf course for the state of New Jersey.
Well, Crystal Springs, they have a total of 6 golf courses. I went to the one called Crystal Springs, the one with the cliff. It was phenomenal. One of the nicest golf courses I've seen in New Jersey. Also, one of the toughest courses I've ever played.
Where's it located?
It's in Hamburg, New Jersey, right next to Vernon, right next to Mountain Creek.
Okay, so up by Creek. Beautiful vistas.
It was like 96 degrees today. I got my butt whipped. It was a tough course. It was super hot. I finished playing there and came straight here to record this podcast. So it was a great morning.
Well, we salute you for your service to the Garden State. And how was your game? You played pretty terrible?
I played so bad today. I don't even want to. I stopped keeping count of my score after the 15th hole because it just got ugly. But we were having fun.
I feel like golf goes that way every time for me. I give up about hole 12, 13. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to stop.
No, dude, give me prime 65, 70 degree weather. Fall weather. I could play 36 holes easy.
Oh, I could, on a nice, one of those nice fall days, I probably could as well. But I just wanted to ask because I knew we probably have some listeners up near Creek. I love it up there.
Oh, it's so beautiful, dude. I want to go back in the fall. That's when it's prime up there when all the leaves are changing colors.
We got to talk one day about how Mountain Creek was at one point supposed to be the Orlando, Florida of the Northeast.
Didn't we cover that story when we talked about Action Park or no?
Maybe we did. We could talk about it again someday.
That was such a fun story. I'll talk about it like 5 times if you wanted to.
So, yeah, I think we should talk about it some week. And without further ado, should we just get into the news? What do you think?
I'm down. We're going to go into the 4th of July plans at the end, right?
Yes, I put a post on our Instagram asking people their 4th of July plans. And we're going to, if you listen to the end, if you left us a comment, we might get into your actual comment to hear what you had to say. We want to hear what you're up to this weekend. But before we get into that, let's talk news.
There were some things that happened in Jersey this week. So how about we just talk about it?
We do pride ourselves in saying we give all the news you need to hear this week. And we're going to do that right now. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
I need to breathe for a second. I feel like I just drank so much coffee.
Let's just do it like a 4-second breather.
Yeah, let's do it in through your nose, out through your mouth, 10-second breather.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
All right.
That's good.
That felt.
I hope I hope everyone listening did it with us.
Yeah, wait, I don't think they did.
Because if they didn't do it, it might be a little awkward for them to be listening to that. If you guys want to join us, maybe one more time.
Yeah, we can do it again.
All right, cool. You count it.
3, 2, 1. By the way, this is my 3rd cup of coffee for the day, which is why I think I needed to slow down and breathe like that.
You might OD, bro.
My heart rate
on the
is
cough.
My heart rate is
cough. That's what we say too. Cough.
Cough. The joff.
On the
All right,
jaw.
let's get into it. First story of the day. New Jersey state officials are telling citizens to stop trying to catch predators on their own.
Dude, people are watching too much To Catch a Predator, and they're getting way too inspired.
Well, we read stories about this all the time. There were some guys down in Edison that were on Grindr, the app. They called themselves the
Grindr Guardians.
The Grindr Guardians. And they got arrested because they had used some scare tactics that were illegal against a predator.
All good intentions, just...
But who would have thought this is like a big issue for the state where they're having to tell people, relax, stop trying to catch the predators. We got this.
Yeah, I had no idea people were actually trying to do this.
But I think it's not the worst trend that people are trying to catch pedophiles.
There's way worse trends you could be a part of.
The Tide Pod Challenge.
That was just, we tried it.
Did you? I never tried it.
What? We made a video about it.
Oh.
Not good. Terrible
Didn't
trend.
YouTube remove that video?
I posted it on YouTube. It got removed within like 20 minutes because they said I was just encouraging a lot of dangerous acts, which, to be fair, I was, but I actually didn't do it. I didn't do it. I faked it. Like, I pretended like I ate it and did some like video effects. You know, it's YouTube. You can do whatever you want. No, they removed it. I got a strike for that.
Should we try to bring that back?
Tide Pods?
Yeah.
I think just for laundry, not eating them.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So the article says a warning just this month from the Camden County Prosecutor's Office noted an uptick in citizens attempting to lure individuals suspected of criminal activity to public locations. I wonder how many of these people are YouTubers, because I feel like this is a big trend on YouTube to try to like catch predators.
It's a great series. You know, if you started this like on your own and you're actually catching a predator, people are like, oh, this can go viral so easily. Of course.
Yeah, and it's just, I feel like it's very dangerous. It says actions such as these have the potential to put all parties and innocent bystanders in danger. These activities are not appropriate and may actually jeopardize law enforcement investigations and prosecutions of offenders. Excuse me. So it sounds like here's what you have to figure. Like if law enforcement is planning a sting operation against some crazy pedophile, and 2 guys get caught in the middle of it, like 2 vigilantes, like you and me, yeah, we could do this. And then say you scare somebody straight, and the police are in the middle of an investigation. I don't know. I'd rather them convict the person.
The person could also be extremely dangerous too.
Yes, that's true.
You know, maybe kill us or put us in harm's way.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
It wouldn't happen to us, but like to the average person trying to do this, like think like 19-year-old YouTuber trying to do it.
It could be dangerous. Very dangerous. It could be very. If you think about someone feeling like their freedom is on the line because they got caught doing something illegal, they might do something crazy. We're talking about a criminal to begin with, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So they have nothing to lose. Just leave it to the professionals.
I will say
everyone wants to be a hero. There's like, you got to stay in your lane when it comes to these types of things.
Yes. I am in favor, though, I will say, of some sort of tactic to stop these people, because it's just ridiculous that this is even something. Hopefully technology gets so good that we could eliminate all of these predators somehow.
Well, remember what I was telling you on the drive over from Duncan, dude? I was like, I feel like every other story I'm reading in the news is about like child predators or like people getting caught with child pornography. It's like the numbers are insane compared to what it used to be.
It's a big
and
thing
it's getting
in Jersey.
worse and worse. And that's why it makes sense now that there's all these people trying to catch predators, because it's just the numbers are rising, which is very, very concerning. It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. And I want to ask the viewers at home, if you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram, what do you think? Do you think that the state should allow, not guardians, what are they called? Vigilantes to step up and try to make arrests? I think it's awesome. I think we got to hand it to these hometown heroes that are going out and trying to capture these people.
All the best intentions, yeah.
I think if they should make a law where you can do that so long as you capture the person in a net, like an old school like Batman movie net.
That would be really cool.
And then the police can make the arrest. Like you just we allow them up to that point.
Kind of like a bear trap.
Yeah, like we bear trap them.
Yeah.
And then once they're trapped, we just let the police handle the rest of it.
Well, that's what the Grinder Guardians were doing. Weren't they like putting people in the back of cars?
Yes. Well, they also threatened castration and murder, which might have been.
Yeah, that was just their mistake.
But
they made it so far and then they just screwed it up.
Yeah, they really.
But they got freed, right? Maybe it took a fine or two. I wonder what happened to those guys. Maybe they're one of the ones still on the streets.
Let's see if they ever got prosecuted.
I forgot their names.
No, I don't see anything on it. But
we'll have to look that up separately.
They almost got away with it too. So we'll see what happens with this. If you're out there doing this and I have to throw this out there. I always like to throw these things out there. If you are someone that has captured a predator before for like YouTube or something, please call into the podcast. We would love to hear just a take. Like give us an experience of what that's like.
Yeah, and if you don't want to share your name or any of your information due to being, like, I don't know, caught.
We could also deepen their voice too.
Yeah, you could just send us an email or a DM so we could like find out about you, and we can go from there. That'd be actually really interesting, Josh.
I would love to hear that.
Since there's people doing this all over the place, apparently, so it's not that uncommon. Yep. What am I trying to say? It's not that uncommon. It's not.
You had it right. It's not that uncommon.
I don't even know what I was trying to say.
Well, it's all right. You did a good job there. You figured it out somewhere through, and we'll see what happens. Next story. This is a little bit sad. Geese in New Jersey are being gassed in order to control the rising population.
They're gassing them out, dude.
They are straight gassing these geese.
The geese have been, dude, they've been taking over Jersey.
Yeah.
But is this the way to handle the situation?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but it says...
What are they doing? Putting them in a box and just killing them?
Well, it says that 50 Canada geese were hauled off in a truck and killed by a wildlife management company on the Jersey Shore to control the population, according to reports. The USDA-approved method for killing these geese is using carbon dioxide and gassing them in crates, a wildlife advocate tells Daily Voice. So they're throwing them in a box and gassing them.
Yeah, the animal rights activists are probably going crazy over this one.
For sure.
But they're right. Like, geese are everywhere, dude. Blocking me. When I was I was driving 2 days ago and I had to wait 5 minutes for a whole geese crossing, dude.
And they're not nice. I don't have a lot of sympathy for the geese.
No, it's not a duck. Ducks are so cute. Geese, bro, they do that thing where they just scream at you. Terrifying.
Yeah, they're like little dinosaurs.
Interesting way to put it. I never thought about the dinosaur method.
Well, birds are kind of dinosaurs in a way, aren't they? Isn't they like same family?
Yeah, well, there's the bird dinosaur. What's that one called?
Pterodactyl.
Yeah, like pterodactyls.
But I go near a goose. Goosen? I go near a goose and it just like they freak me out a little bit. And you know what? I'm going to come out and say it. This might lose us some listeners. Gas the geese, man.
Gas them all, dude.
We should get t-shirts that say "Gassing the geese."
Gassing the geese.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, I don't know what's the.
But seriously,
the wildlife management people probably have spent more time thinking about this than me. Not that that makes it right.
Well, it says USDA approved, so it's been approved by who's the USDA?
The United States Dental Association.
Yes, they approved it.
No,
guys, there's too many geese. There's too many geese, and honestly. I get it if it was an animal that's actually helping us out. What are geese doing for us? Are they providing us any type of food or like resource? I don't think so.
They don't really do anything besides poop on the soccer field you want to play on, and then you're like,
Right?
"Ugh." By the way, it's the United States Department of Agriculture. Do you remember that
Okay,
scene in
gotcha.
Home Alone when Kevin goes to get a toothbrush? And
American Dental Association.
He's like, is this toothbrush approved by the American Dental Association?
ADA.
So I'd imagine they know more about this than we do.
Just the nerve that these geese have, just flying onto every single field.
And squawking in the sky.
Bro, a bird has a more purpose than a goose, right?
Well, a goose is a bird, isn't it?
Well, no, I mean like, you're right.
Like
I'm
a
thinking
robin?
no, let's compare chickens to geese for a second. Chickens, they're
yeah.
providing us food.
Yeah.
Geese, what were they providing us?
Yeah, a goose is like, it really doesn't add a whole lot to the world.
It's a useless animal.
They just squawk in the sky in the V formation.
That's it. It's such a lame animal, and they're ugly.
Hey, bro, can I go get a glass of water in the middle of this podcast and we could just keep recording?
Yeah, do you want me to just like talk to?
Talk to them. I don't know what happened with this coffee.
Yeah, what happened?
I think I need a glass of water. I feel like
No, go
like an
go.
insane. You want a LaCroix or anything while I'm out?
I'm still working on this piece.
You want some pretzels?
No.
All right, I'll be back. I'll be back, listeners. I'm back, Junior.
That was really fast.
I brought pretzels. You want one?
Ooh, I'm actually good right now.
I think we got to loosen up on this podcast. We're too stringent. We got to enjoy life a little bit, man.
I know. And I'm a snacker too. Today on the golf course, dude. Can you guess my 3 snacks I brought onto the golf course? Let's see how well you know me.
So easy.
Oh no.
Sour watermelons.
Yes. 2 more. That was the easiest one.
Give me the categories of the other 2. Like, what would they be? Like chips, candy?
Candy.
All candy?
All one. The other one.
Reese's, obviously.
What kind of Reese's?
Not
This is the hardest one.
Oh, you didn't go peanut butter cup. You went with the actual pieces.
I got the Reese's peanut butter pretzels.
Whoa.
So it's pretzels covered in peanut butter. And then number 3, it's a candy.
And number 3 is a candy. Well, I know Reese's, watermelons, and what's your other favorite candy? Something gummy, probably. Gummy worms?
Oh.
No, gummy bears? Oh, yeah, Haribo gummy bears.
Oh, and sometimes. Not today. I had the Lifesavers. The soft, chewy Lifesavers, dude.
Well, that was a pretty good guess, no?
Yeah, that was really close. You know me well. But we're snackers. We should be snacking more often.
Let me eat one more pretzel and we'll get back into the pod. Sorry,
ASMR Pretz. Okay, no, that was amazing.
All right, fine.
But yeah, man, like transitioning to the next story, the geese have to go. Gas them. It's just, what's brutal about this story? it's just like, it's so sad hearing that they have to gas them out. Like, they couldn't have just said they killed them some other way. It's just the fact that they gassed them out seems pretty harsh.
No, for sure. It's like, but what would be less harsh? Like shooting them?
Can we eat them?
I don't know what goose meat is like.
Well, have you ever seen a ran over goose?
Wait a second. This isn't these are Canadian geese, right?
Well, yeah, but it's the geese that are in our backyards. So aren't they all Canadian geese?
I always get goose and swan confused. Is goose a word? I keep saying that. It feels weird.
No, goose is a singular.
Okay.
And then geese is the plural.
Dude, what is going on right now? Well, look, I think this is to be honest with you, the most humane way to kill them is gas because they probably just fall asleep and die. Yeah. Versus what are you going to take some bird shot with your
and it's an animal.
12 gauge?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of cruel. But at the same time, I trust
It's just the fact is they're overpopulating and they're taking over the entire state and there's just too many of them. So sorry if you're mad about it. Not sorry. It's the way life goes.
That's the way it goes, man. Let's move on to this next story, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
In Bridgewater, New Jersey, a truck lit on fire, igniting 10,000 pounds of fireworks.
A nice early 4th of July celebration.
Yeah, this was on 287 apparently, and kind of the worst case scenario / best case scenario. Truck lights on fire. It's full of fireworks. How does that even happen?
That sounds so bad. It sounds terrifying, but also amazing. I feel bad for the truck driver. Think about how loud that must have been.
It must have been loud and colorful.
Or do you think it started catching on fire when he was driving or he got out? Does it say?
Yeah, it says in Bridgewater, New Jersey, drivers who were stuck in a delay on Route 287 because of a truck fire were treated to an impromptu fireworks display Sunday night.
Oh, yeah.
A dolly tire on a tractor trailer caught fire in the southbound lane near the exit 14 for Route 22 around 10:30 p.m. It's amazing that it happened at night, by the way, as well. So like people
Perfect
could see
timing.
the fireworks.
Yeah.
The fire ignited the trailer carrying 10,000 pounds of fireworks, which were lit by the fire and launched into the air. Yeah, I don't know. It says magnesium is used in fireworks as an ignition source. It also adds the white color to displays. I don't know why they threw that science fact in
For
there. But
reference, how many pounds of fireworks are used at like a normal everyday fireworks show?
not 10,000 pounds, I don't think.
So think about 10,000 pounds all at once.
Well, there's a video of it.
There is?
Yeah, you want to see the video?
Oh, please, yeah.
Let's pull that up and show the viewers at home.
I don't think we could post this on TikTok. We already have 2 strikes, and we can't show any dangerous
Dude,
activity.
look at this. That is so amazing.
Oh, I thought it all went off at once. This is actually perfect because all the fireworks are going off, separately.
I think the video is deceiving because it looks like a perfect little fireworks show.
It
but
looks
if you
perfect.
Looked, it was probably a lot.
Yeah, unless they missed like the huge explosion in the beginning.
Can you imagine being stuck in traffic and you're like, what is going on? I need to get home. And then just fireworks start lighting into the sky.
All the kids in the backseat, fireworks!
Yeah, I think the kids on the highway must have loved it.
Oh, yeah. I would have loved it, dude.
Well, fireworks are a weird thing because they're explosives that are safe within,
not
within
really
reason.
safe, yeah.
You could definitely do damage with one, but also on the highway, like they're just launching off. What's the big deal?
Also, what's different about Jersey this year? Or like I don't know when it got approved, but now that fireworks are more legal here, right? When did that happen?
I think that happened under the man Chris Christie.
Did that happen that long ago already? I feel like today, like a few towns over from me, I saw a random fireworks shop pop up. Like it's kind of like one of those Halloween stores, how they just pop up for the season.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a fireworks shop pop up. Like that's happening now in Jersey, which is crazy.
It was 5 years ago in June 28th,
No way.
2017.
Time flies.
Former Governor Chris Christie legalized fireworks. Dude, how did that make it to the top of the agenda items for this state?
But what stinks though is we kind of get the boring fireworks. Like Pennsylvania still has the giant mortars. They have the big explosions. We just have like small firecrackers and stuff like that, right?
What's the fireworks place on the way to Pennsylvania with a panther outside of it?
I just know Phantom fireworks.
Phantom's the big one. Yeah, there's a place, or maybe that's upstate New York I'm thinking of.
There's like a bunch right on the border. But they sell all like the mortars and all the big explosions that we don't have. The cherries. What are those things called? The red cherries? Cherry bombs?
Cherry bombs, yep.
Yeah.
Cherry bomb.
So yeah, I don't think I legally actually purchased fireworks in Jersey yet.
Well,
I still go over the border if I need fireworks.
I think I've got like sparklers, but like, yeah, you're right. Like I want to remember Josh, we lit off that mortar into a cake.
We used to blow up things. We used to put buckets on top of mortars and explode them in public parks. Bro, it was the sound of an explosion. What were we thinking?
It sounded like we were recording the soundtrack to Saving Private Ryan.
I remember we did that in the public park and then we just ran. We dipped. We're like, oh, the cops.
Well, we should give context there. There was a young man, it was his birthday, and we wanted to...
No, the other one that we did in the park next to Mark's house.
Yeah, we did that. So the first time we did it was... That was the test in the park. We couldn't do it.
We tested it.
Yeah, we couldn't test it in your parents' backyard. So we were like, all right, let's give it a go in the park. So we took a Home Depot bucket, flipped it upside down, and cut a hole in it for the mortar to shoot through. And we put a cake on top of the bucket, and it launched and blew the cake up.
Yeah, don't put a bucket on top of a mortar. It will be the loudest sound ever. The whole entire neighborhood would hear it.
Oh, the acoustics were incredible, and it did sound like a nuke.
We got scared. We kind of jumped.
Yeah,
we didn't realize the monster we created in the moment. But don't do that. Very dangerous. Like that's the last time I played with mortars. Like as I get older, I don't know what it is. I just don't care.
Yeah, I would love to light some off. I just don't have a backyard or like space to really do it.
If I had a farm, yeah, I would do it. But yeah, it's Central Jersey, bro. It's so overpopulated here.
Yep,
it's not worth it.
So sad ending to those fireworks life, but maybe not. Maybe that's the best fireworks show ever on this Route 287.
I would love to know how much money it was equivalent to, those 10,000 pounds.
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
So, shall we move on?
Can you just Google really quickly 10,000 pounds of fireworks, like price? See if anything even pops up. I don't know if it will. But like, I just want to see if there's an equivalent to compare this to.
No, but let's see if one of the articles says the value. Because I would imagine someone would have been like, this is equivalent to $10,000. And
for all I know, it could be a ton. It could be nothing. I don't know. We're not fireworks experts here.
Let me see.
Yo, would you even like Google for that?
Let's see what it costs to do a fireworks show. So, because I remember we looked this up a few weeks ago. But I want to see if it says weight. I'm curious, like, what is the weight of a local town fireworks show? We need like a DPW worker from a local town that's like, yeah, I do the fireworks and.
If you guys are pyrotechnics and you know these types of things, just shoot us a DM. Like it would make my day reading this DM to like inform us about these things.
I think it's safe to say 10,000 is more than a local fireworks show.
I'm just trying to learn something new every day. So
well, that's good. We all should do that
all the time. Yeah.
So
great story.
Moving on.
Oh yeah.
In Long Branch, New Jersey, a man was sentenced to 150 years in prison after murdering his family. So
150 years.
150. I was going to say we took a hard
and there's no
turn.
shot he's going to be able to get out before then.
Well, his time for parole is 127 years. So yeah, he's in for life.
Unless, yeah.
So the story goes, it was New Year's Eve, and
What year?
This is 2017.
Okay.
I believe 2017. Yeah, 2017. And he took a gun and murdered his whole family. Here's what the article says. I believe you pronounce his last name Kaloji. Scott Kaloji killed his 18-year-old sister Brittany, his 44-year-old mother Linda, his 42-year-old father Stephen, and his grandfather's companion, 70-year-old Mary Schultz. So why he did this, I don't know. But what's really disturbing about this story is there is footage of him being interviewed at the police station, and he's with his brother, and he's just explaining all of it. Like, yeah, I shot my sister 3 times. I shot her in the head. Like, every detail, like, and very nonchalant, like, sociopath-like. And his brother is sitting next to him, and you could see the pain in his brother's face.
I don't even want to watch that.
It's so disturbing to see, and, like...
And his brother's just sitting there, just listening?
His brother's just sitting there listening as, like, a witness. I don't know why his brother had to be in there, but...
That's torture. That's awful.
So... The article says a man who was 16 years old when he shot and killed 4 of his family members on New Year's Eve 2017 will never get out of prison. Scott Kaloji, 20, on Thursday received a 150-year prison sentence. Under the No Early Release Act, he will not be eligible for parole until 127 and a half years. So he's in for life.
Good.
Yeah, I know it is good. It's just like... Why? This is stuff happens that I'm just like, why?
You know, he was 16 at the time. He was like, oh, let me just do this right now. And I'm 16. I'll get away with it. I'm a minor.
I don't even want to try to understand his brain because
me neither. No, it's disgusting.
It's like, I don't know. I can't understand.
It's so dark.
It's very, very dark. And it's like the type of thing where what is the benefit? You hated your family, you killed them, now you're in prison for forever. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's not like he was going to get something as a result. He ruined his life.
Well, that's most people who like are murderers, bro. Do they actually have like a plan? Like, do they think something better is going to come out of murdering someone?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're trying to understand a sociopath, like someone that's legitimately disturbed, and I don't know if you could actually do that. I think it's just not possible. Like, he's on another planet. But
so let me ask you one question, Josh. He's 20 years old now. Mm-hmm. So, like, say they gave him 70 years. Do you think that would be a big difference compared to 150 years?
In what way a big difference?
Like, here's 70 years in prison. You can get out when you're 90 years old compared to life in prison.
I think that...
Like, would you give him those extra... Like, say he survives until 90. Would you give him those extra few years of
his
life and freedom?
I think this is justice. He took 5 lives. I think justice is him no longer having a life. You know,
that's insane.
Ever having the opportunity.
I agree. Life. Yeah.
I mean, in a lot of states, he would be on death row for this.
Yeah.
You know, like, believe it or not, like that's a more
you're right.
laid back approach to something. Like, hey, you're still going to get to live. And to be honest, I know the prison system in America, there's like a lot of hot takes on it, but you could still read books. You could still eat food every day. Like, I don't know. I just think that it's like, he's still going to have a life. You could probably get a degree in his time. There are lots of like murderers go and get degrees when they're in, not college, when they're in prison. So I don't know. I don't know what, it's just is disturbing all around, and he'll have plenty of time to think about what he's done.
That's what's crazy to think about. Like 100, like he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life. He's 22 right now?
Yeah.
Dude, think about when you were 22
He's
and now
20.
He's 20.
Yeah.
Now think about like I'm 29. I'm thinking about when I was 20. There was 9 years. So much happened. To think like just 9 years in prison, like what that must even be like.
Yeah, but think about 16 to 20, dude.
Yeah,
dude. He
dude.
was 16, and you're like, when you're 16 years old, your brain is just, I don't know, like.
So, question: like being in New Jersey, they don't put anyone on death row, right?
I don't think we have a death penalty in New Jersey.
So, because that happened in Jersey, there was no shot that he can get death penalty, correct?
Yeah, it says, I believe it ended in like the early 2000s. Capital punishment in New Jersey is currently abolished after Governor John Corzine signed a law repealing it in 2007. So, yeah, and the death penalty is pretty controversial too, because there's some people I'd say, no, that's inhumane as well. So, like, it's just that's a very divisive topic, the death penalty, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we shouldn't even get into it because it's just, why divide our audience over politics? But yeah, it's pretty sick what he did. Like, I think it's the type of thing where he's going to do his time.
And it's going to haunt him for the rest of his life, too.
Maybe it won't, though. That's the other thing. Maybe he felt nothing.
That's what's crazy. You can never get into the head of a murderer.
Ugh. So, I just don't get how you could...
I feel bad for his brother, bro. Like his brother was probably a target of it, too. He just happened not to be home that night. Mm-hmm. Maybe he was. I don't know the whole story, but his brother survived somehow.
It's so cowardly, too, because to take other people's lives, like to think you have that authority to take somebody else's life, and then not to take your own life even. Like, he's like, I want to live, but I'm going to kill my parents and my sister, who's like 18 and has the rest of her life ahead of her. It's just so demented. And I don't know. I don't think we need to talk about it anymore. Is there anything else you want to say?
Like, from Limited to this story, like, this podcast is all over the place, bro.
Man,
we didn't even warn them.
We embrace our range here on the Garden State.
You got to embrace the range.
Yeah, we have range.
Well, that's the news. That's the news, especially in Jersey. Yep. There's so many whack things that are happening. Like, let's gas the Geese, and then exactly. This kid's getting 150 years because he murdered his family.
Yep.
That's what the Garden State does. We cover all the news that you need to hear this week. So we hope you guys are enjoying these stories because we got to cover it. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, it's the news, man. We got to cover the news, and we got to keep people informed. And I think what we're doing is we're trying to bring honest takes to the news, which is a moral thing. We're trying to help the people in New Jersey know what's going on, right? People
on TV can like talk about the news and give us these stories, but they're not giving their opinions. Here on the Garden State, that's what we're doing. We're telling the news, and then we share our takes on it. Just open.
Yeah.
And like, we might disagree with each other. We might disagree with you guys, but that's why this is a family here. Because we talk it through. We're open.
The viewers definitely disagree with us. We get so many comments on TikTok that are like, these guys are idiots.
Well, that's the TikTokers. Those are the people that randomly, like, well, that's how everyone really finds us. But like the haters, they just see us like randomly on their FYP page. They hear us say 2 words and leave a comment. They probably don't even watch the whole video.
Yeah.
But we love them. We love you guys. Come through. We would love to talk to you more often. Hope you listen to the entire podcast.
Yep. Next story.
Podcast.
A New Jersey district is pressing charges against seniors who trashed a high school stadium after graduation.
Good. You guys could have went to a house and trashed it. You had to. Why did you party on the high school field? You have nowhere better to go. You guys are adults now.
Sounds like straight out of a movie, I feel like. It says Superintendent Chuck Claus. I wonder if he's related to Santa, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
We might have to look into it.
He's probably going to hate us so much for saying that.
I hope he watches.
So Chuck Claus has announced that the district will press charges in connection with vandalism that occurred on the field just after Haddonfield Memorial High School's graduation on June 22nd. Claus recounted to the Board of Education how the morning after commencement, some 8th graders showed up to practice for the promotion ceremony and found the field strewn. Why do they use the word strewn? With beer, bottles, cans, and vomit.
The disrespect.
And here's the worst part. They were able to review security. The field is on camera.
And the kids had to have known that. You've been going to this school for 4 years. There's security cameras everywhere. What are you thinking? These kids are getting dumber and dumber, dude.
I don't think they realized I guarantee you they were like, yo, let's go party on the football field. Like, who's going to see? And there's probably cameras way up on top of those poles. Like the light poles.
But when I was in high school, bro, I knew that there was cameras on the field.
I don't know.
Just go somewhere else where there's no cameras and party. You guys would have been fine, but now you're going to get charges. So
yeah.
They deserved it.
The article goes on. It's disappointing, it's sad, and honestly, it's disheartening, Claus said.
Poor Claus.
We try to do a lot of work to do nice things for the kids. It feels a little bit like betrayal. It is a betrayal in my mind, so we'll have to try and change that culture. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like this guy probably shook a lot of these kids' hands and congratulated
a few
them
hours beforehand.
just earlier in the day. And then that night, he's seeing vomit on the field. It's like, but here's the other thing is, what do parents think is going on? Like, this is the thing I can't stand, is on one hand, our culture totally endorses like the party culture, where we're like, go out, get trashed, have fun. And then on the other hand, we lift our noses and go, oh, my kid would never do that. Yeah, your kid is doing it. So either accept it or, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I wonder if Haddonfield, the high school there, I don't know the name of it, if they offer those, like in our high schools, we had project graduation. So right after graduation, the kids got bussed off to like some fun facility where there was like, there's no alcohol, right? Or like no drinking. Obviously,
no, absolutely not. Yeah.
No, because they're underage. Yeah. So, but it's like a safer way for them to celebrate their graduation. I, for one, didn't do it because I wasn't about school at all. I threw up. I didn't even throw my cap up, dude.
Really?
No, everyone threw their caps up. I was the first one inside, grabbed my diploma, and I dipped. I went home, and I think I made a YouTube video.
Wow.
But most kids actually go to these project graduations. But now that I think about it, most kids just want to party. So that's why they do these things. Right?
Here's the real hypocrisy, okay? This is what irks me, and I hate to sound like a stick in the mud, like a boomer or something.
It's fine.
But, and I keep burping because of this LaCroix. I'm so sorry. But all these parents are about to send their kids off to college where they know they're going to party and get wasted and like just have fun every weekend in that way. And it's like, I don't understand our culture. I don't understand what people are thinking. Like, oh, it's bad now in June, but in September when you go to University of Miami or wherever and you get trashed, oh, that's the college experience. What do people like? Our culture makes does that make zero sense to you?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like, maybe the parents don't care. Maybe the superintendent's just upset and parents are like, whatever, you had a good night.
Well, look what kids are like watching on TikTok, dude.
Yeah,
like look at the movies that are out. It's all over, dude. They're feeding these kids these ideas. And you know, it was bad when we were in high school, but look at it now. We do sound like boomers, but it's the truth.
No, I'll tell you what. I mean, I work with young people, youths, whatever you want to call them. And you begin to realize that kids nowadays are very, very, it's a different generation than even 10 years ago when we were in high school. Like, I think COVID, being home and like having way more social media has changed the way kids' minds work. Like, they are just different.
They have no sense of...
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness, yeah, I guess
like
that's a good way to put it.
Not very self-aware and very, very, very disrespectful to like authority.
Yeah, they don't even care, dude.
Kids we've always been that way. Like in high school, we always had kids that were like, they hated the teachers and like they were just nasty. Like that is teenagers. They're rebellious, but it's just different. There's something going on, and I don't know. So we'll see what happens in Haddonfield, man. These kiddos, something's gonna happen. The thing that stinks is some of these kids are probably 18 too, so they're gonna have to deal with.
I hope they get fined, dude. They know better. They're smart.
They're going to hate us. Now. All of these kids that did this are going to see this TikTok and send it to their friends. And
you guys knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Straight up. Come on. You guys can't get mad at us when you knew what you were doing. Also, when did this happen? The 22nd?
I believe so. Yeah, June 22nd.
Bro. Crazy little fun fact.
Yep.
I was in Haddonfield on June 22nd.
Really?
The day this happened. I wasn't there, obviously, at the high school. I was in Haddonfield for another work purpose, but I was in Haddonfield.
Did you stop by the Banger?
Well, no one told me about it. But I was actually
see?
I was near some like soccer fields, and I wasn't near the school, so I don't know like where it even happened. But the fact that I was in Haddonfield for the first time in my life on June 22nd when this happened, I just want to say Haddonfield, beautiful town.
Beautiful.
Like, I had no idea about Haddonfield, and there's a lot of Haddons. There's Haddon Heights, Haddonfield, Haddon. Just type in Haddon in that area and look at the map. There's so many of them, but shout out Haddonfield. Hopefully this doesn't happen again, and have a banger somewhere else if you're going to do it.
Yeah, that's famous last words from Josh Chomick.
There we go.
Somewhere else if you're going to do it. Let's move on to the next story. Newark Airport has had more cancellations than any other airport last month.
And we're proud of that. It's Jersey.
What's going on with the airport?
What's going on with all public transit?
NJ Transit, Newark Airport. There's just disaster everywhere.
Something in the water here in Jersey that's just messing everything up. I don't know what it is.
Well, I can tell you what it is for the airport. The article says staffing shortages slammed air travel in June, causing airlines to cut their flight schedules and abandon vacationers during the busy summer travel season. So
why is there staff shortenings?
I mean,
out of like nowhere, like people don't want to work.
I don't know. Maybe it's post-COVID stuff still.
Not enough pilots. What kind of staff are we talking?
I'll fly a plane for them.
I'd fly a plane any day. I fly a drone. It's pretty much the same thing.
Well, it says when it comes to delayed flights, Newark ranked as the third worst U.S. airport for the month, with almost 11,000 of its scheduled flights, or 30.7% delayed.
30%.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I'm at Newark Airport waiting to take off, there's always a delay of some sort. It's so annoying.
Is there anything more infuriating than sitting on the plane with like you want to take off and you have a connecting flight and you're just sitting there?
Only thing more annoying is when there's no AC in the plane.
Oh.
And they have you sit there for hours just sweating. And they're like, oh, it's not that bad. Just send us back inside until the plane's fixed.
Yep.
It's so bad, dude.
Yep.
But there's a problem when you're just stuck on the runway. And like, I guess like they can't go back for some reason.
They just make you sit there. So, yeah, we'll see with Newark Airport if there's anything that can be done. We have an overpopulation problem in Jersey as well that we've been talking about that for whatever reason, nobody will acknowledge it, but it's definitely a thing. I think there's just too many people. We're building apartments everywhere, and I don't know how you fix it.
Well, Newark's one of the bigger airports in the country too, right? Or no?
Yeah, I mean, it's an international airport, so it's definitely one of the, I mean, I would say at least top 10. You don't think so?
What's that part of the article say about the time?
The average delay time was 63 minutes based on the data. So let's see, top 10 largest airports in America. I'm going to guess without even looking.
Let me take a guess.
I could tell you, I could guarantee you San Francisco, Atlanta,
Dallas, Fort Worth, O'Hare.
Chicago O'Hare, probably. Maybe Seattle, because international. LAX. Those would be some of the ones I'd guess.
Let's hear it. What's top?
Top 10. Yeah, but is this in flights or is this just in like square footage? Yeah, like.
Dude, this is Denver so many times. It's bigger than Dallas?
No, they're giving you the size of kilometers that this is not right. Let me see how many.
Busiest.
That's the word I should use. Yeah. Not largest. The top 10 busiest airports in America. Let's find out. Atlanta, number 1.
Is it really?
Yep.
I was way off.
International, that's why. Number 2, Dallas. We were right with there. Denver's number 3. That's a surprise for some reason to me.
O'Hare.
Chicago O'Hare's number 4. LAX number 5. Oh, Charlotte Douglas in Charlotte. Orlando.
Where's Newark on this list?
I don't even.
Oh, there it is. 14.
Okay, number 14. So it's a pretty big airport.
It's just every time I'm at Newark nowadays, dude, it's just jam packed and
yeah.
I even have the pre-check, pre-TSA, and I feel like everyone has pre-TSA now.
Yep.
Like I get into the pre-TSA line and it's longer than the actual line.
Yep.
Most people, and then there's like a few people using Clear, which I think you have to pay way more money for. Mm-hmm. I forgot how much you have to do, but I'm about to get Clear. I don't care how much it is.
What does that mean, Clear?
Well, there's pre-TSA,
okay,
and then there's the Clear line. But the nice thing with Clear is you can use it in other places other than airports. Certain. I went to the Yankee game. There's a Clear entrance. No one was using the Clear entrance.
That works everywhere?
Well, not everywhere, but like there's venues like baseball stadiums, concert venues, the airport. Apparently, it's a lot more money, but pre-TSA, everyone has it. It's especially at Newark Airport. It kind of makes no difference, but the only thing is you can keep your shoes on, which is nice, but still, it's bad.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with the airport if there's any way to fix it. And I'm not TSA pre-checked or clear checked. I don't know how you even get that stuff. Like you just seem like a very
I used to travel a lot,
well-traveled person.
You only pay for pre-check for pre-TSA every 5 years, I think. It's like $80. It's like super cheap or something like that. I could be wrong, but it's not expensive at all.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Well, do you want to go into the responses on our Instagram question where we ask people what they're doing this weekend?
I'm so curious if people are doing anything fun.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find out right now. So we got some responses. Oh, man. Redneck with a shotgun says 5th annual Gator Fest. You guys have an open invitation.
Where? That's not Jersey.
Gator Fest?
That's not Jersey.
What is Gator Fest?
Imagine it's something in Jersey. It's in
It's Texas. Whoa.
We should have. Wait, did you make it clear like what's going on in Jersey, or did you just ask like what's your plans?
I said Jersey. Why is this guy from Texas?
I was about to say we got Gator Fest in Jersey. Let's go.
What's Gator Fest?
That looks epic. It's like a giant music festival.
No,
that's in September.
there's alligators. Yeah, this isn't it.
Well, yeah, it's a Gator Fest, Josh.
Maybe there's Gator Fest, New Jersey. No, there's no way this is a New Jersey thing.
Wait, there, Wall, New Jersey, Gator Fest.
What?
Video, 2021. What's Gator Fest? Wall, New Jersey.
Wait a second. What is Gator Fest? Oh, they're playing cornhole.
Okay, more cornhole. Looks like a backyard barbecue. What is this?
It sounds like it looks like a barbecue.
Why is it called Gator Fest though? Where's the alligators? That's no fun.
I don't know what the Gator Fest is.
All right, keep going. Keep going with responses.
That was the craziest. I did not expect to read
Gator Fest.
Someone says poolside with high school friends, class of 2009.
Whoa, a little throwback.
Yeah, a little throwback, and you know what? That sounds like some good vibes. I might be doing the exact same this weekend. What about you, Cho?
Yeah, same thing. Just kicking it.
Someone says big fishing competition with my boyfriend's family. That sounds like a good time.
Whoa, like a family fishing competition. That's really cool.
Yep.
That's dope.
I wish
my family did that.
I wish she gave us info like where they're going to be fishing.
Well, I know with these responses on Instagram, you're only limited to a certain amount of characters too.
Yep.
So people couldn't really give us too much.
Someone named Carrie says first time celebrating the 4th, not in the Jersey Shore. I'm in Tampa for the weekend.
Cool.
Bummer.
Missing out.
What else? Let's get one more in here before we close out. My friends and I shooting off fireworks in my backyard. Great. Sounds like a good time.
Anything else good? Or
that was
pretty
really,
much.
I mean, there was other responses, but those are the main ones that were kind of relevant.
What are you doing?
I'll tell you what I'm doing tonight.
Spill the beans.
I'm going to be at my in-laws are going out tonight, so
Uh-oh.
Shelb and I
are
going to go swim at the pool and maybe invite, if you want to come swim tonight, you want to swim?
No parents.
No rules.
No rules.
That's exactly it. So if you want to come through.
It's 96 degrees. I might have to come through. I'm going to hit the upload button on this podcast.
Can I ask you a question?
Go swim in the pool.
What do you call a pool that's not above ground? What do you call it?
Underground pool.
What's the other name for it?
Built-in pool.
No, another name for it.
Below ground pool.
Man.
Wait, what do you call it? I say underground pool.
Okay, so Shelby gets mad at me because I say in the ground pool.
Oh, in ground.
But she's like, it's called in ground pool.
Yeah, it's called in ground pool.
I know, but I say in the ground pool.
In the ground. That doesn't even make any sense.
Why? It's in the ground.
Well, yeah, but who says in the ground? In the ground pool.
In the ground pool.
No, it's an in ground pool.
She
It's
gets
in grounded.
dude, she gets so mad, and at this point, I'm sticking to it because I kind of.
Have you said that your entire life?
I don't know. I never even knew I was saying it. A lot of people have probably thought I'm really dumb.
You've actually always said that? I feel like I've never heard you say that.
Well, I said it, and she got really mad at me, and now I say it because it makes her mad, and I don't know where it came from.
We used to have an above ground pool.
Underground pool. I've never heard of that in my life.
Oh, growing up, it was always underground pool. Like, we're going to the public pool. They have an underground pool.
Underground? That'd be.
It's underground. Well, as a kid, I know what you mean, but
Okay,
it's
I get what you're
under
saying.
the ground. The
I get
ground
what
is
you're
here. The pool is under it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You smell
I'm
what I'm
smelling. I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
There you go.
All right. Well, hey, guys, have a happy 4th of July. Thanks for listening to the podcast this week. And stay safe. Have fun.
Don't light any fireworks illegally. Or don't blow up your. Just watch out when you're lighting fireworks.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Blow your hand off because it's been done before.
Every year, somebody sends me one of those graphic photos of someone that blew their hand up.
Every year.
And I'm like, why did you? First off, I don't want to see this. Second off, how do people keep doing this?
People think it's never going to happen to them until it happens. That's like any mistake in life.
That's fair.
That's like texting and driving. Like, I'm never going to get into an accident if I text and drive. And then
you get in an accident.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you all for listening. Have an amazing 4th of July weekend. Josh, any signing off words you want to say?
Well, this was actually a perfect podcast length. I just finished my coffee from Dunkin'. So that was the perfect size. It was a small iced coffee from Dunkin'. I just finished it in time for the end of the podcast. So
I really think we should drink coffee more often before we record the podcast because
I like doing this earlier in the day, to be honest. But like our jobs kind of prevent us from doing that.
Also, can we get actual mic stands, like the ones that are expandable? I feel way better back like this.
Look, you could hold this though, like that.
Yeah, but then I look like a old school baseball announcer.
It's pretty cool though. You've always wanted to do that.
True.
No, yeah, we need to invest in the pod a little bit more. I'll get you a better stand. Don't worry.
Thanks, Papa.
I'll get you a better stand, Squirt.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Have a happy 4th of July. If you see Jimmy Parks in the wild, wish him a happy 4th of July, wherever he is.
Tell him we miss him.
And love y'all. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Peace.
You're watching The Garden State. The Dirty Jers.